This is We All Be, news-free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it?
And we are on time this morning at 7 minutes after 9 o'clock in the morning time. And here in the studios with us this morning is Mr. Ronald Hurd.
Yes, sir, like a herd of cattle.
It is good to have you with us this morning, Ronald. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm just glad to be in the land of the living, man.
All right. Hey, it's good to have you here with us. I know you're here for a special reason. Had a good drive over today.
Yes, sir. No pullovers by the police. Try to go the speed limits as best as I could.
Well, if you get pulled over, don't call me.
I don't got no friends, bro.
Okay. Listen, I know you're here to talk about a special guy who is going on, but Jimmie Lunceford, who was with us for many years and did many great things. Tell us, who was Jimmie?
Well, Jimmie Lunceford was a very interesting man. He was really what Hollywood called tall, dark, and handsome.
Okay.
He was born in Fulton, Mississippi, outside of Fulton, Mississippi, June 6, 1902. Mm-hmm. But he was raised in Denver, Colorado. Okay. And his teacher, he was very gifted in music. He was a music prodigy. And his teacher was Wilberforce Whiteman, the music school superintendent of the Denver schools, who was the father of Paul Whiteman, who was called the king of jazz, who commissioned George Gershwin to do Rhapsody in Blue. Mm-hmm. So Jimmie actually went to school down in Fisk University, class of 1926. Mm-hmm. He came to Memphis back in the late 20s to be anything but a music teacher. He was hired at Manassas High School to be the athletic instructor and anything else but a music teacher. Mm-hmm. But he saw music as a way to create a rite of passage for young black boys and girls to become responsible adults. Wow. So he took his best, he formed a very popular band. He's considered the first high school band teacher in the public schools for black children in Memphis. Formed a very popular dance band, right? In 1930, he left with his best high school students and buddies from Fisk and became the house band in the College Club within 3 or 4 years after Duke Ellington and Cab Calloway. And his Jimmie Lunceford Orchestra became the most popular attraction at the Apollo Theater for a whole decade. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and Jimmie was right up there with Duke.
Yeah, he was bigger than Duke. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Glenn Miller, if Glenn Miller is Larry Bird, then Jimmie Lunceford is Magic Johnson. Glenn Miller said that Jimmie Lunceford had the best of all bands. He said Duke is great, Count is remarkable, but Lunceford tops them both because he had a Showtime presence. Yeah. His band members had tailor-made suits. They could dance, sing, tell jokes. The trumpet section would throw their trumpets up in the air in unison and catch them and play where they left off at. It was known as the Trained Seals. They was the #1 band of choice for black Americans in the country back in the 30s and 40s, known as the Harlem Express.
Well, this is not in the script, but do you still have any music at all on him available?
Oh, yes, sir. You can stream it on any popular streaming platforms, the CDs and what's not. But you know, the sad thing about Jimmie, now he was an aviation pioneer too. Like he flown on his own airplanes back in the 40s and 30s. Mm-hmm. He was buying airplanes with cost a day almost $500,000. Wow. So he was flying the gigs. You mind, this is a black man during the Great Depression now.
Yeah, this is it. I mean,
and they didn't want to train black people to fly airplanes.
No way to get that communication out like now. I mean, you know, so many people didn't learn about it because they had no way to find out. You know,
but the thing about it was he was very popular. But what happened? Yeah. He died very young at 45 under questionable circumstances up in Oregon. See, like I say he was bigger than Duke and Count, but Duke and Count lived to be almost 80 years old. Right. So they lived long enough to get their accolades, but Jimmie was stunted in getting those accolades.
Okay. And of course I know you're here because there's going to be a big celebration coming up in his honor. And we want to talk about that. In fact, it's coming up, I understand, on Saturday, October the 22nd.
Yes, sir.
And it's going to be where, at the Orpheum?
At the Orpheum Theater in downtown Memphis.
Okay. What about the high school, Manassas? Is it going to be a part? Is there any celebration?
Glad you brought that up.
School?
Yes, sir. Because we doing a whole week celebration. I tell people if they could give Elvis 2 weeks in Memphis out the year, we could give at least a black man 1 week out the year who actually was considered the first person in the history of the world to teach jazz studies in a formal educational setting. And he did it for black children up in North Memphis. So we'll be doing a week-long celebration of him. A lot of events will be free and open to the public, and we're going to be doing a kickoff at Manassas High School on that Tuesday to try to encourage their music program to get back on track. They've been having a rough go at it for almost 20 years to get their music program back on track, but that music program produced a lot of greats, including the Isaac Hayes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I also understand that you would accept, you're looking for sponsors.
Oh, yes, sir.
Anybody that would want to sponsor this, make a donation to this cause could do that, because, and I think it's one of the greatest causes of all, man. I mean, this is really big stuff here. I didn't really have time to read it all, but I put some stuff down. I thought, man, this guy, and it put chills over you. Think about, I mean, Count Basin, Duke Ellington, and people like that. And this guy being so great and didn't get those accolades then, but at least it's good that somebody remembered that and is still doing something about it. So what do we need to know? I mean, tell us that before you hear. We know it's the 22nd, and of course we know it's going to be at the Orphan, which is at 203 South Main, downtown Memphis.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what I'm not asking about it. Tell us what we need to know.
Well, basically, like, that event is at the prestigious Orpheum Theater. It's free to the public. All people got to do is just register through Eventbrite, look at the Jimmie Lunceford Legacy Awards. And also, if you want support, because we are looking for donors, because we got a lot of kids that going to be performing as well, a lot of old people. It's an intergenerational celebration. Yeah. Because Jimmie Lunceford not only try to help young people, like he'll start like music programs around the country and to help keep kids out of trouble. And also, he'll come back to Memphis and do free concerts and musician clinics at Manassas High School. But before he died, he was looking for real estate around the country to start a retirement home for black musicians. So we're going to have older people as well as younger people working together to celebrate this man. But if you are interested in sponsoring or making a donation, you can contact me, Brother Ron Herd, like a herd of cattle, H-E-R-D. My phone number is 901-299-4355. That's 901-299-4355.
Give it to us again, so I can write it down.
Yes, sir.
901-299-4355. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, this is all good news for us to know, and of course we know that the celebration is going to begin throughout the week at Manassas. Probably already going on, I understand. Yeah. You guys were, I think you were out this week because of school.
Yeah, it's a fall break, but we actually going to start it at one of the underreached, Dr. William H. Brewster, who was Elvis's favorite minister. He used to go to his church in East Tree.
I saw that.
Yeah, he wrote Move On Up a Little High. We're going to start it off at his church, East Tree Avenue Church, on Sunday. We're going to have singing pastors and choir directors. We're going to have a lot of pastors singing with their choirs and other people singing gospel music on that Sunday. Okay. So we're going to have a list of events, but people can reach out to me by my phone. And also you can contact me through weallbe@gmail.com. That's WEALLBE@gmail.com for more information and how to support.
Great. Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming in, Mr. Hurd, to talk about this.
It's an honor.
What about you, while I got you?
Yes, sir.
You look like a man that might be in a little music or something yourself. Yeah.
Well, I play a little bit of trumpet, I do a little bit of singing. That's how I do a little art. I'm a little Renaissance man.
All right, I hear you. Okay. Well, wonderful. We are so glad to have you here to talk about Jimmie and to give us this information. And we are excited about it. It's coming up on Saturday, October the 22nd. And again, it's going to be at the Orpheum Theater, downtown 203 South Main. And it's a free event to the public. And of course, you are again asking for any donations or sponsors and people like that. Then call you at 901-229-4355. What a great celebration. We're going to look forward to that. And hopefully a lot of our listeners in the area will just go out and celebrate with you guys.
Yeah, it'll be from 5 to 9.
5 to 9?
Yes, sir.
All
5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
5 to 9 p.m. What a great celebration. We look forward to that, and maybe look forward to you coming back again sometime talking more about it.
It'll be an honor, sir. In the words of Duke Ellington, we love you madly, and you keep on producing and pushing.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you very much. That's Ron Hurd. Good morning.
Greetings, family. This is your brother Ron, with an urgent request. Can you help us honor this man, this amazing black man, James Melvin Lunceford, for at least one night in Memphis? if they could give Elvis 2 weeks out of the year in Memphis, why not honor a black man who brought music education to the city schools, who believed in black people, who lived among black people, who gave back to black people? Help us honor Jimmie Lunceford on Saturday, October 22nd, 2022 at the Orpheum Theater, downtown Memphis. We are not only honoring the legacy of the first person in the history of the world to teach jazz studies in a formal educational setting up in North Memphis at Manassas High, but we also honoring black excellence and also the world-renowned Memphis music sound. So please find it in your hearts and in your wallets and in your purses and in your Cash Apps and your Vimos and Zells and Google Pay and PayPal to help us honor this brother, because we are providing this service free, but it's costing me time, money, and all types of stuff, but I want to give it free so we could learn how to pay the right respect to the righteous ancestors who believed in us, who didn't give up, give out, or give in on us. You see how it works? So thank you all for even considering, because you know that the best is yet to come. Because let this man's burial in Memphis be inspirations for many generations more to plant seeds in your people, to invest in your people, to believe in your people, to achieve with your people. Thank you so much. One love.